All right. All right. That was some fucking dank-ass Informer, dude. By Snow. Incredible stuff. Really incredible stuff. We're back on the cast now. We're back on the cast. The casting couch? No. This is not where we're at. This is the Armand cast. This is the Jordan cast. This is Smoking Sessions with Jordan Armand, all right? Now we got multiple.
It's been... When was the last time we did a Jordan Armand?
It honestly feels like 1998.
I know it's been at least a year, but the last time we did a genuine Jordan Armand cast, it's been 6 years.
Days, dude.
Days.
Well, we're back. And a lot's changed. A lot has changed in the interceding period. I mean,
what was happening in 2011?
A lot of things didn't make it. Avatar was huge.
When was the last time you saw a genuine iPod?
3D was big. 3D movies were big for no reason.
Oh my God. You know, it's funny. Those moving seats have come and gone within that short period.
Was Steve Jobs alive in 2011?
You know, if he was, he wasn't relevant anymore.
If he was like on his way out. You know, he's probably dead. He's probably dead though. Let's be honest.
Bill Gates is still here. Who really won?
Definitely. I mean, he's playing the long game, Mr. Gates.
He's not gonna die.
That fool doesn't give a fuck, dude.
If anyone's gonna live forever, it's Bill Gates.
That fool can control the weather, dude.
Yeah,
he has the power, dude.
He could literally fuck all the computers up in the world and make people like release different chemicals. Like
he doesn't care.
Like,
he doesn't care.
Or whatever.
Do it whenever. He'll do it whenever. You know, he can flip the switch, make all the PCs in the world. That's the thing. He's having a good time. You know, he's up with Melinda. They're up in Redmond. You know, going to Africa.
You know what's funny is he actually probably couldn't do that.
Do what?
He probably doesn't know half of what goes on in computers today.
No, I mean like not him personally, you know. Yeah, but he's like the.
He probably like has interest, but
chief executive, you know, he can make the call.
He's not. He's
pick up the phone.
He's not even CEO.
Oh, you're right. He just
has stock.
Yeah, he might not even be on the board anymore. Actually,
I'm pretty sure he still owns 51%. So he probably has a say, whether he's on the board or not. Who gives a shit, you know? But what was I gonna say? Like, someone was telling me like the amount of money he makes per second, if he like stopped to bend down to pick up $100 bill off the ground, he would make more money by just keeping walking. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
dude. Speaking of like making a lot of money and shit, you know what I learned today? The diamonds, like this whole the diamond industry is.
And a girl's best friend.
Dude, the diamond industry is the biggest scam on the face of the planet.
You just learned this?
Dude, diamonds aren't even rare.
No.
They're extremely common. It's just that De Beers controls the supply. Like, I was reading today that, like, there's enough diamonds on Earth to give a cup full of diamonds to every man, woman, and child in the United States.
Yeah. No, the diamonds are...
Yeah, and they just
straight racket.
They just select, they release, like, limited quantities every year into the new market. Whenever another company tries to come along, then they flood the market and take those other companies out, you know?
That was the Great Depression. De
Beers doesn't give a fuck, dude. I mean, they run the diamond. They created the diamond game.
Well, they did that during the Great Depression. So, like, basically, they took advantage of the cheap advertising and just put the diamond thing on, and people believed it, especially in the 30s.
You know, you gotta love women. You know, they don't give a fuck who dies as long as they can have their little sparkly rock.
Think about it. Diamonds are the Mercedes of the 30s, dude, and 40s.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Like, you know, girls be like, oh, what kind of car you drive, I guess, in the 80s. And today, I don't know what the fuck they would look at, but...
So the implication is, like, back then, they'd be like, oh, you have a diamond? And it'd be like some hot shit?
Yeah, exactly. And it became like every guy needs a diamond because that means you're hot shit, right?
Super crazy. I mean, I get it, but, like, at the same time, I don't. It is what it is, though, you know?
What's funnier is you could buy a fake one and, like, no one would ever be able to tell.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, though, like, there's actually bigger shortages of man-made diamonds than there are natural ones because there's so many natural diamonds. I'm telling you, dude, it's clown world. Honk honk.
Honestly, the other thing to me about diamonds is like, if you were to buy any ring with a rare gem in it,
Yeah.
you think you would pick something other than diamonds?
No, I know, right?
A colored gem.
Yeah, there's all these colors available. There's all these gemstones with different shades and like different things that you can. If you're really in love with a girl and you want to go to something that looks nice, yeah, get a color or like a particular stone that like meshes with their personality. But no, it's all boilerplate. Has to be diamond. Has to be white diamond. It's just dumb. It's weak, and it just shows how easily tricked people are to just
It's funny,
create traditions.
The tiniest, larger sized diamond is like massive deal, right? Like,
Yeah.
you get a diamond that's just slightly, and people notice this shit. People look at it. I don't understand it. It's brainwashing at work.
Hey, swivel your chair to the right so you position yourself on that side of the screen. Yeah, right there. You had it. None of the other way. Yeah, center yourself there. Oh, is that your left? Okay. Yeah. Just stay in that little zone. Stay in that zone right there. Yeah, that way I can see your face. You don't get cut off by the evil bars,
Dude, I just changed it to small. Oh, I guess you're recording. You can't do that.
Oh, but one thing that's changed a lot since 2011 is like the cars. Bob Lutz, he used to be the vice president of sales for General Motors. He's totally convinced that within 20 years, like, no one's gonna drive anymore.
No way, dude.
This guy would know, though, right?
Yeah, but I have to drive.
No, for sure. I mean, like, people are going to drive, Like, I don't think it's gonna be outlawed. You can't stop people from driving, But just the trends where things are going.
I mean, like, young people, like new drivers. Because I could see like there being very few new drivers. Kind of like how many people learn stick these days?
Yeah, I mean, no one. That's on its way out. But like, dude, like, there's like an asymmetrical war of disruption going on against the auto industry, and it's being like spearheaded by companies like Tesla, and they're like totally just changing the entire way that people view cars. I mean,
well, good. We needed that. We should have let Ford and GM, or well, I guess Ford didn't take money, but we should have let GM fail. Imagine how good Tesla would be doing now if GM failed.
It's possible, yeah.
That's a free market at work. Bush had to fuck it up. I mean, Obama following is no surprise, but Bush started.
So you want to know something interesting? I mean, you read the news a lot, so I'm sure you've been seeing like a lot of negative press against Tesla in the past like 2-3 weeks. Have you seen any of that?
I mean, I've seen it over the years, and I've seen it over the past couple weeks too. But I've heard about, honestly, the amount of negative press I've seen seeing all new companies lately has maybe tuned it all out. You've got negative press for Snapchat, Uber, Tesla, Lyft.
Well, they're critics, they're just judgmental.
But recently it's been a huge uptick, and I've noticed it. But Tesla's always had shit going against them. I remember, like, over the years, like, I've just learned to ignore it and just see what happens over time.
Yeah.
Because they have money. They don't care about losses. Elon doesn't care. He's got enough money. And then the other thing I've heard, though, to balance it out is a lot of good things about SpaceX recently.
Yeah.
So,
the brand is too big to fail at this point. Even if, like, Elon somehow, like, fucked everything up, like, other companies would come and take over Tesla because people love the brand now.
I could see Ford buying Tesla if Elon wanted to let it go.
So, like, this summer, they, like, quote-unquote released the Model 3, which is supposed to be their revolutionary car they've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And so when I say they released it, it means they... It means they sold it to employees, okay? I mean,
they have, like, 1,000.
Yeah, and so, there's been no reviews of the car. No cars have been provided to the press whatsoever. It's been, like, handled under very, like, kind of secrecy whenever the press has shown the car. And the only reviews that have shown up, or, like, videos that have shown up in the past couple of weeks, actually showing the car on the wild, like, in-depth reviews, are all, like, there's only, like, 2-3 of them. It's very limited. And, so, like, the press has just, all they've been saying about the Model 3 in the past few weeks is saying that, oh, the rollout is slow. Like, Elon Musk is failing to meet his goals. Oh, the car has, like, panel gaps. Oh, there's, like, trouble out of the unions at Tesla, But all these articles are just showing how Tesla is going to beat the world. And because I'll explain it. Like, these people are failing to adapt. So all these articles are like nitpicking crap that doesn't matter. But in the quiet background that hasn't been reported by the media, in the past like few weeks, do you know what the Cannonball Rally is? So it's a cross country.
Cannibal?
Huh? The Cannonball Rally. It's like it's a cross country race across the U.S. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the fastest time is 29 hours or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
So
Oh yeah, I have heard of this. Okay. Yeah, like the.
Yeah. So like the first record set with a Tesla was at 65 hours. Okay.
And for those that don't know, the Cannonball Rally is a coast-to-coast race.
Yeah, coast to coast, San Francisco to New York.
And it's a bunch of rich people that they don't care about speeding tickets. They can afford it, so they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So the first Tesla to do the Cannonball Rally did it like in 65 hours. Then a Tesla did it.
Well, I guess.
So then a P90 Tesla with the biggest battery did it like in 55 hours. Okay. But recently, a Tesla P85, which is a smaller battery, did it in 51 hours. And so what's happening here quietly is that Tesla is updating the software on the cars to increase their battery to be more efficient. So while the media is focusing on like the supposed faults with the Model 3, Tesla doesn't give a fuck. They don't even give their cars to the media to review. They don't even care. And the people don't care either. You know, it's a phenomena.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily it's the software, depending on how old the car that they use is. But either way, the point is they're improving the shit.
Oh yeah, you got those over-the-air updates.
And of course, you know, the media is gonna, especially with a company like Tesla, where not only is it almost it's kind of weird to say, but like a celebrity corporation.
It is. Yeah.
But beyond that, also, there's a lot of people that have an interest in shutting them down.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
They have a lot of strong competition, obviously, and obviously they're gonna get negative press. I mean, pretty much every one of Elon's, and I don't really like Elon. Like, as a person, he kind of strikes me as an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But his business ventures have always like run the risk of ridicule.
Yeah.
You talk about anything he's done. Like, talk about who was talking like self-driving cars before Tesla. Think about it.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear it before Tesla?
Yeah, no, I mean, I did, but like it was a whole different vision.
It was practical. And then SpaceX, again, like something that was other than ULA, like name a company that was even close to as ambitious.
Yeah.
And then the Boring Company, which is another like, okay, type thing.
I wonder what's gonna happen to Virgin. You know, I think the loss of that ship really crippled them.
What are you talking
Virgin Galactic.
No, Virgin has, dude.
Remember?
The brand is massive.
Huh? No, the brand is massive. I know, but Virgin Galactic specifically, the space tourism venture. All right, Spaceship 2 crashed. I think it was like 2 years ago.
Being the second tier to SpaceX, I feel like they're just waiting it out at this point. They know that there's going to be a hole eventually. They don't want to pay the upfront cost for R&D, and they're going to say, okay, well, SpaceX, you're dealing with the government shit. We'll subcontract out your tourism.
Are you aware of a company called Strato Launch?
I haven't heard that name in a while.
So they just recently finished building the largest airplane ever constructed.
That's right. Yeah.
A plane called Rock, and so yeah, it's essentially like a mothership that carries a rocket. Yeah. It's a mothership that carries a rocket and launches the rocket from the upper reaches of the stratosphere. So it's to make cheaper rocket launches. I just like big aircraft.
I don't know. That's kind of. We need a dock, is what we need.
What kind of dock?
The space station needs to turn into a dock.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like in what's it called? I mean, it was right. Space Shuttle's hooked up to that shit.
No one's ever gone farther than the space shuttle, or I mean the space station since I think
Yeah, I mean the moon. The moon was it.
mid-80s.
I don't think we've left.
No, I think the Russians. I think Mir was higher up
Oh,
than
really? Okay.
the space station. And I know China. China might. I don't think China's higher up. They're close. They're really close because it's just like the geostationary orbit. So it's gonna
I
be
say
really
we
close.
stop even fucking with the space station for now and just go straight to the moon base, dude.
Nah, dude. Space station
Moon
is the
base.
core.
Not even, dude.
For all right. Regardless of anything, for political reasons.
It's just a laboratory.
No one will ever cut the space station. And
What do you
that's
mean?
The point.
Well, it won't last
Think about
forever.
it. Think about it. If America, like NASA right now, like think about how much they've cut. But they don't cut the space station.
You can't.
You can't exactly. That's the point.
You can't. Yeah, but I won't. It can't stay there forever.
Hey Armand, do you like plastic?
It comes out of orbit eventually. I do. I have
Yeah,
a love-hate
that was
relationship
from
with the
NASA.
plastic.
Do you like the fact that glass can be tempered and just be really your shatterproof phone basically? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks NASA for that.
I mean, plastic definitely didn't come from NASA.
Well,
It was like plastic
modern-
before. But yeah. Hey, I gotta thank NASA for something.
yeah, it's not the type of plastic they had back then, but because like how the environmental laws came into play. Yeah, that became a big deal.
I think we need the moon base, dude.
I think we need both. Obviously, we need the moon base. What the fuck are you saying?
I think we gotta do what fucking Buzz Aldrin said. We gotta build a moon base and use that as a fueling station so we can go explore the moons of Mars.
That sounds kind of lame. Why don't we build our own fucking moon? There's no wind resistance.
How do you know we didn't already, bro? NASA can't explain the moon, right? Like I forget who, but like this NASA engineer was quoted saying like the easiest way to explain the existence of the moon is to say that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's a straight fallacy off the get-go.
But there's no way.
joke.
So far, we don't. Well, no, but it's not even a joke. Cause so far, we don't have a way to explain the existence of the moon.
Yeah, it's called gravity.
No. But how it was created, even like its mass relative to like its relation in gravity to the Earth, like the moon doesn't
Do you
make
know how
sense.
moons are created? Do you know how moons?
I
or
know
planets are created?
theories, dude. I know that the main composition of the moon is not the same composition of the Earth.
Yep. Yeah. It's not that surprising.
I mean, look it up. I don't have the direct quote, but I mean, this is NASA themselves that have said like, oh yeah, we don't know what the fuck's going on with the moon. Here, I'll try to pull it up.
No. I believe you. They're 100% sure. That's like part of science. That's why climate change is not confirmed, because the scientists will never say they're sure, because they could be 99.99999, but that 0.000001 is the difference.
Yeah. Speaking of, dude, there's hella fucking volcanoes under Antarctica now.
Yeah, I heard about that. Fuck,
I mean, dude, they've obviously known about this for a long time. They parse out information to the public, okay? So
they know we'll panic.
So like 3 months ago, I read an article saying, oh, there might be these steam tunnels carved by steam in Antarctica. And then like a couple weeks later, I saw like, oh, there's this weird giant hole in the middle of Antarctica that's growing from melting water, and scientists don't know what's the problem. And now it's like, oh, there's a bunch of volcanoes under Antarctica. And this all happened in the span of like 2 months. They've just been like just dropping these,
Oh, well, that kind of sounds like they're just learning themselves.
Maybe.
Because think about it, you don't learn shit overnight. You gotta like make sure it's right. Even if you find it the next day, you gotta be like,
Yeah.
this isn't an anomaly, is it?
Yeah.
You gotta get real data. Armand, do you want your scientists to be scientists or Joe the plumber?
Joe Blow, dude.
Oh, well, the temperature looks right to me. Right. Or how about this? Do you want your scientists to be scientists or Comcast guys?
Oh my God. Don't even talk to me about that. Nice.
So going back to self-driving cars, though.
Mm-hmm.
Quick reach back.
Yeah.
I think how long do you think it's going to be until they get more used? Because today they launch a self-driving like little tiny shuttle bus, and
Yeah.
they got in an accident within 2 hours, and they weren't at fault. The car wasn't at fault. It was the other driver, but you know.
I think it's just a matter of proliferation. I don't think that anyone who can afford a self-driving car has any qualms about it. I really don't. I think the only people who say like, I don't really trust that, are people who wouldn't buy one anyway.
No, I don't believe that. I feel like the vast majority of people have qualms about it, mainly because it's never been proven. Like, would you buy like think about yourself in the sense of a parent? Would you buy your kid a self-driving car?
Well, I mean, not today. But then again, I wouldn't buy my kid a brand new car.
And yet kids are the most likely to die from driving on their own.
Sure.
Right. And yet you still wouldn't buy them a self-driving car.
Well, I mean, my reasoning is different. I mean, any car with like a modicum of like autonomous capabilities starts around $70,000.
If it was the same price as a Honda Civic,
dude, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be proliferated, and once it is, it's gonna be ubiquitous.
See, I don't see that. Not until it proves that it won't get in accidents.
You can't fuck with the data, dude. You can't fuck with the data, man.
No, I know that. The problem is there isn't enough data right now.
All right, now, but that's what Comma AI is all about, dude. Which I told you to invest in them, if you can. That'd be dank. But yeah, I mean, dude, there's like a whole fleets of cars right now driving out with like dev kits and cameras that are like 3D stereoscopic cameras, analyzing the depth of the road and seeing where all the obstacles are. But yeah, I mean, these things take time, but I really do think it's gonna be sooner than you think. I mean, Mercedes released a car in 2015 that could drive itself on the highway. All right, Tesla released a car that could drive itself on the highway in 2016. Cadillac released one this year. I mean, they're expensive. They're expensive cars.
And the people that can afford it don't want to, they want to drive.
Somewhat. The thing is that, they're all super new. I mean, these are all first gen, Supposedly the best one so far is Cadillac.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People don't trust these cars because it's the first generation. It's only a matter of time until they do trust
them.
them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people didn't trust fucking planes, dude.
I'm saying at the moment, people are not.
Yeah.
If it was the same price as a Honda Civic, Honda Civics would still clean the floor.
I think
name any car with the same price.
Yeah, I think just given the way the economy works these days, I think most people's first experience with self-driving cars will be in the form of a ride share.
No, yeah, exactly. It'll be fleet sales.
Yeah, I think the average American, the first time they'll be in a self-driving car will be when they call an Uber, like in 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, that just makes sense. Or Uber in a couple of years.
Yeah.
They have their own version, right? See, what's interesting to me is all these companies have their own self-car.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to see which because obviously they're not all sustainable. So one company is going to cave first, right?
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I think it's going to be Google.
Maybe.
And the only reason I say that is because if they don't fail, at that point, you gotta think they're almost bordering a trust.
If anyone should be able to do it though easily, it's Google. For the reason I say that is because of Street View. Because they've been running cars on every single street. They've been mapping the whole world.
Yeah, I'm not saying they wouldn't be able to manufacture them. I'm saying they might be barred from selling them, or they might have to make an adjustment of some.
Oh, yeah.
Because at that point, their business model is so far-reaching that it's just okay, this isn't.
Yeah, well, the thing, Google's fairly compartmentalized. Everyone calls it.
I'm sorry, Alphabet.
Exactly, Alphabet. I was about to say they're
They are Alphabet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so
their search engine now.
The self-driving company, and it is a different company, is Waymo. Waymo is owned by Alphabet, so I don't know if that would fall into the whole antitrust issue, but I certainly could see it being an issue. Even conglomerates are subject.
At the minimum, it's a national security issue, which is already at the minimum.
Oh, definitely, dude. Imagine hackers stopping every single highway,
I mean, there's already infrastructure issues as it is. Oh, hey, this business person is in a self-driving car.
Yeah.
I'm a foreign competitor.
Yeah, kill him.
Well, depending on a situation. If it's something like, oh, here's this cybersecurity expert riding in this car, and I'm a foreign government that's malicious, what would make my job easier?
Okay, quick aside, because I was Googling on my phone to find that quote. But apparently there's a $100,000 reward for anyone who can provide evidence that the moon is real. It's never been claimed. It's good stuff.
Fuck it.
I don't even know, dude. Actually, I remember reading that. Anyway. It's good stuff.
So, all right, I gotta ask you about this. Changing gears real quick.
Yo.
We're done with self-driving cars. Maybe we'll get back to it someday, but not in this episode.
Yeah.
In I think maybe it was Denmark or Sweden, that lady that died in the submarine, the reporter.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Denmark.
What do you think?
What do I
What's your
think?
opinion on this?
Dude.
Yeah, what do you think happened?
Dude, I don't even know what happened, alright? But that chick almost got beheaded. Like, I think, like, her head was hanging on by, like, only, like, part of her neck.
Well, the guy confessed to chopping her body up, basically.
Okay, but he confessed all sorts of wacky shit, too. Half the shit didn't turn out to be true. Who even knows with this fool? This is the timeline of events that I recall. Fucking journalist meets up with submarine builder. They go on a ride. Submarine builder reports her missing. Or says she fell overboard.
Yeah.
Then he says she hit her head, like on a door.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said he scuttled the submarine because he was scared. It honestly, dude, it's so juicy. It's so juicy. It's just so wacky.
There's one of two things that happened here. Either she genuinely had an accident and died by accident, and he didn't know what to do and panicked. That's one option. And there's the other option that he got super creepy horror story on her, and did some unmentionables, and chopped up her body and tried to cover up the evidence. But my gut tells me, just based on a story, that the first one is true. That it was kind of maybe a
little bit of both.
Innocent. I mean, the pragmatist in me says a little bit of both, but the first one seems more likely than the second. Simply because, it's a homemade submarine. I can see that, it's not military,
Oh, things can go wrong.
There's no fucking OSHA.
Yeah, all sorts of shit can go wrong. There's no fucking OSHA.
Or maybe, he tried to get frisky and she ran, and then, which I don't know if that's better, I don't know if that's worse than the first or the same, but, or better than the first or the same. But I don't know. What do you think? What's your genuine opinion on that?
Who knows, dude?
Who knows?
Maybe that guy's. Maybe that guy's a hero, dude.
Hero.
Maybe she had some sort of nefarious scheme where she was gonna hijack the sub and take it into Rotterdam and launch a dirty bomb. And maybe he's the only one that knew about it, so he knew he had to stop it.
Somehow I don't feel like
doesn't jive with you.
Okay, so we got a lot more to talk about, but we've actually got a few things to talk about. We got Kevin Spacey.
Honestly, dude, here's what probably happened. All right.
Hang on. Kevin Spacey, the Philippines. We've got wizards for you.
Yeah.
And we have some influencers, and we're gonna be right back in about 5 minutes. We're gonna take a break.
Oh yeah. Boo doo 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 doo. But
Pause that shit.
All right. But yeah, as for the girl in the sub,
Are we paused?
Yeah, it's paused.
Okay.
I don't know,
She definitely got raped. That was some rapey shit.
Oh, it's super rapey.
I mean, it's either the worst case dungeon type shit scenario, or it's genuine accident.
Here's the thing, though.
I don't see it in between.
This is what I don't understand. All right, if the dude can build a submarine, he's obviously intelligent. Okay.
Yeah.
why would you kill this chick when she was scheduled to meet with you in a specific?
People that are intelligent about things. Look at my fellow majors. I can't make friends with people in my major because they're really smart people, but they're very weird.
Yeah, I know. I see that, but like at the same time,
you sacrifice social intelligence. You know,
but that's not even social. That's like street smart. It's like, dude, if you know that you kill this bitch in your sub, and she told everyone she's gonna go meet with you.
Yeah, but this is the thing. One of the things that's interesting to me is one of my friends in Santa Barbara left Santa Barbara, went and finished his degree elsewhere, and then now he lives in Georgia and he's a cop, right?
Okay.
And it's funny, he'll talk about like people that he's talked to and people who, especially repeated people that he's talked to, but just people in general. And he's like, and at one point he's explaining to me like dumb shit people do, because I asked him like, what kind of stupid shit do you see as a cop? You know?
Yeah.
And he's like explaining shit, and he just like stopped at one point and was like, you know how like you and me have street smarts, like inherently. Like when we walk down the street, we're not like holding out our phone like.
Yeah, no, you're not a retard, dude.
You just kind of like keep a low profile. You look around. You know.
Yeah, you know that when you go outside, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and he's.
You're out in the world.
You don't have.
Yeah.
You don't. You're not like, oh, am I looking around?
Yeah.
Tense.
Heightened like, caution. Yeah.
You're like, this is normal.
Yeah.
This is day to day.
Keeping things
people
alert.
People don't have that here. That's what he
see.
said about Jordan. He's like, people don't have that here. And he's like, I went and visited my mom a couple months ago, and he's like, I noticed people don't have that there either.
Where's his mom?
He's like, now that I'm a cop, I noticed how unaware people are, how stupid he grew up.
Oh yeah, dude.
He went back to LA.
People have their heads down.
Like, he's like, people don't realize like how oblivious they are.
We need to stay vigilant, dude.
And it's like, it's funny, like I'm oblivious sometimes, but even when I've described situations where I'm oblivious, like no, but like if you heard something, you would instantly be aware. You wouldn't ignore it. You don't walk around with both your headphones in blasting at 2 a.m.
Yeah, like the level of like attention to everything that you must pay, like when you're a cop on duty, we probably don't even understand.
Dude,
we don't have that analytical eye when we're looking around.
I asked him about this because his duty. I asked him, "What do you do as a cop? Like, what did they put you doing?" Because he's a rookie, or he's not a rookie. He's in his second year.
Yeah.
He's still new. And I asked him, "What do they have you doing?" He's like, "Well, so basically, it was put to me like this: they give you the option, but basically, they request of you if you are an unmarried
frontline duty.
He does." High crime areas.
Oh yeah.
High crime times, confiscating drugs and weapons.
God fucking damn it! If you're unmarried, jeez.
In Savannah, Georgia.
Better get married. Dude, fuck that.
No, he doesn't care. He volunteered.
He loves it. Yeah.
He hates it. He fucking hates it. But he's like, someone's gonna do it. But you know what the thing?
Those are the two things you don't take from someone.
The thing that hit him, like, dude, because this is right after Charlottesville, right?
Yeah.
Dude, this sucks, but I'm a racist now.
Oh yeah, it happens.
What do you mean you're racist? He's like, you can only get a gun pointed at you by black guys all day for so long before you're just like, all these people are bad.
Yeah.
Because every time you see a black person, they're pointing a gun at you. You don't see them otherwise because the city's still segregated.
Yeah.
Pretty much, more or less. So it's like in his apartment, he doesn't see them. The only time he sees them is when he's at work confiscating guns or weapons. And he's just like, how do you avoid that?
Yeah, I've
not gonna move.
I heard similar things from my friend who was an EMT, and he said that he got like hella jaded because like the majority of like bad calls. When I mean a bad call, I mean like a wasteful call. The majority of wasteful calls they get, he says it comes from like black and Hispanic people, and he said that it's made him hella racist because like he knows like when it's like a black or Hispanic call, like he says the majority of the time he shows up there and it's like a non-issue. It's like some obese woman like needs help getting up, or like weird shit like that, or like domestic violence, and like they call them EMTs for some reason, But I think part of that is just coming from interacting with a lot of people all the time, because you're gonna see huge ranges of society.
I've asked my brother about that because my brother was an EMT.
Yeah.
He said he never got that way just because there's so many people in LA. You see everyone being stupid, and you see everyone who's just like.
Yeah, you probably see a lot of retarded shit when you're an EMT.
I mean, he told me these are the two
That guy was
stories
probably
he's told
racist
me.
before. He was probably racist before he was an EMT.
There's two things my brother told me though.
What?
That really stuck out with me. There's two stories. One was stupidity. The other one was just disgusting.
What?
Okay. So the stupid one was actually the very first call he ever went on.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it really put in perspective what he was about to get
Oh,
himself into.
hell yeah.
It was a traffic accident. One reported unresponsive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they say unresponsive, that could mean anything. He doesn't know this. When he says unresponsive, he thinks it means someone passed out. No, when they show up on the scene, this girl went in a Camry, went head on with a semi. And she was split in half at the waist.
Oh, yeah? Just
with
unresponsive?
her cell phone jammed into her teeth.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
What a visual. Oof.
That's his first call.
Yeah, that'll put some lead in your pencil.
The other one was a couple years later. I think it was 2 or 3 years when he had to show up to a house where no one had heard from the neighbor for about a week.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I already know.
He shows up. This lady is in the bathtub. Water's still running.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
Which is, this lady, he said, like, this lady weighed over, like, probably about a ton. This lady,
wow.
like, her fat, like, went outside the bathtub.
Yeah. Water's still
So,
running.
like, it was more her than water.
How'd you die?
Uh,
Just got stuck?
he treats and he stabilizes and transports.
Whatever.
His
crazy.
job is to like
Yeah.
take bodies or healthy people and make them stay alive or move
Man.
them. And no, that's not what that's not what stood out about this. Okay. What
The
stood
smell?
out is they got to get her out.
Mhm.
Well, no, he said well, first of all, yeah, he did say the smell was the worst thing he ever smelled, and
Yeah.
he's around dead people all the time.
Yeah.
But he said the smell wasn't what got him. What got him was they gotta
Move it.
take her downstairs.
Move
and
her.
He said he's gonna take some heavy people around, like down some apartment buildings.
Yeah.
And yet this is worse because when they went to pull her out of the bathtub.
Slippery?
No, she had been in the bathtub for so long that all of the skin and muscle came right off the bone.
That's crazy.
And they both fell backwards with all of this coming all over them. Muscle, rotten skin, rotten bone, and rotten fat.
I must say, like, we need an etiquette for death. That's a very rude way to die. You know?
Well, I don't think it was on purpose. She didn't kill herself. Her head was above water.
Even then.
She probably had diabetes and she died.
Dude, that's a huge bummer, though. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure she would... Is he?
Yeah, Andrew's a pilot now, and he flies for... actually, he got hired with Virgin
2
days before they got bought by Alaskan.
Oh, yeah?
He's fucking pissed.
Why?
Because everything that he signed up for is fucked now.
What do you mean?
All of the benefits, everything.
Everything's just changing? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Surprised he wasn't a medical pilot to like combine the expertise.
He talks about his that was to pay for flight school. But he talks about like he flies like passenger planes for Alaska, and he talks well, it could be Southwest, it could be anything, right? But he talks about his passengers as if he's like, well, basically they're like cargo.
Yeah.
They're just
Hauling them.
Yeah,
Hauling
that's
people's
exactly-
lives,
that's
you
like,
know?
What's the difference between them and like hauling pets or food or whatever? Like it's just like you're just hauling people. He's like, I'm a glorified truck driver now.
Yeah. Fuck yeah,
It's
dude.
like, that's all I ever wanted to be.
Nice.
I gotta take a piss and then we'll restart the stream.
Glorified truck driver. I gotta take a piss too, actually.
y'all ready for this?
Yep, we're back. We're back.
Are we live?
We're back on the cast. Yeah, we're live.
All right. So, welcome back
To the cast. I kind of like the cast.
to the cast.
Just own it, dude. Just take it. Just take appropriate the term.
Welcome back to the cast. Now, when we left, I promised you we'd talk about wizards.
There's a lot to talk about, and it's a really in-depth subject. But where do you begin?
You were the one that wanted to talk about this, so.
Okay, well.
Well, here, actually, do wizards exist?
Do wizards exist? Whew, that's a tough one. There's people that think they're wizards, so they exist.
No. I want to know what you think. Do wizards exist? Your opinion. Your.
Well, like.
As far as you know.
I don't even know. I mean, like, is there some dude with like a beard and like a pointy hat and like a spell book? Maybe. Are there definitely people out there that like manipulate reality to an extent? I think so. I think so. I don't think it's beyond the capacity of human consciousness to affect the physical world. But yeah, what is magic? I mean, a popular term is like, magic is something that science just hasn't described yet.
At what point does science become magic?
So,
You weren't expecting this when you said wizard.
Yeah, I mean, one definition of magic is it's essentially just using like the power of will to manipulate the world. That's one definition I've heard. I mean, that's essentially what like a spell book is, right? If you're casting spells, you're using will. You're willing that these words are going to affect things in the real world,
Okay, well, what defines the spell? What does a spell do? What does a spell do?
That's the thing. I mean, a spell can be like a mantra, You can like.
So a hologram.
Yeah.
Is that a spell?
No, because we have the word hologram.
And have a hologram. What's the difference between that and saying
that is magic, fool. That is magic. See, if you have some sort of hologram technology, it's magic.
So let's go. You know the Baghdad battery.
Yeah. Sure.
For those who don't know about the Baghdad battery, it was
it's a thing.
Clay contraption.
Yeah.
Thing that they would put in temples to have people walk up to and touch, so they would be zapped.
Yeah.
Like a small electricity zap. And they use that to convince people that religions were worthy of following.
That's super dank, by the way.
It's incredible.
See, that's what the theory that I heard. The theory that I heard about the Baghdad battery was that it was used for electroplating gold onto statues.
Why would you just use it for that?
Your reason, it sounds way danker for sure.
It's just like, you think if they use it just for gold plating, you think they would come up with a separate reason to use it, because how many statues do you make?
Well, I mean, as far as we know, these things were fairly commonplace back in the day. I mean, who knows? I mean, we don't
know. We've only recovered them in one region, so.
Yeah, but we don't recover hella shit, dude. I mean, think about how many buildings there are in the city of Baghdad, and think about how many excavations there have actually been. The majority of the building today is occupied. I mean, the majority of the city today is occupied with buildings. You can't just dig anywhere. That's what trips me about archaeology, is that there's so many spots where we're not digging. It kind of blows my mind what's under the ground waiting. Oh, here's what I was going to ask you about wizards, though. Going back real quick. What is the difference between a wizard and a warlock?
Warlock. Well, what's the difference between a guy hitting on you and a neckbeard hitting on you?
Oh.
Warlocks are neckbeards with magic.
Really? Mm-hmm. It's confirmed by Jordan?
Oh, dude, validated.
Validate. All right. Well, jury's out on that.
What other magician would be so bitter?
Yeah, I think warlocks have like a kind of like a shady vibe, Like warlocks, you don't really like a wizard you can trust. There can be like some dark wizards, but like a warlock for sure you wouldn't want to trust them, right?
Well, wizards and dark wizards have motivations.
Oh, So warlocks are just tampering.
It's like the Grinch or fucking Mr. Freeze.
Okay, so I think that your logic here, correct me if I'm wrong, is that like a warlock is just like someone who uses magic, but a wizard has like there's a whole ideology. They're like the keeper of the magic, they're the keeper of the knowledge, like they teach people, they fight good or evil or whatever.
Not necessarily, no ideology.
Okay.
Like, again, there can be dark wizards, right?
Right.
The difference is
I think okay.
Difference is that they are motivated by things. There's a goal for what they do, whether that be like being nice to people or making the world a better place.
They have a faction.
Warlocks are bitter or spiteful. They're just spiteful. They're spiteful.
They just fuck around. They're like the fuck boys of magic. Is that what you're saying?
Not even like fuck boys serve a purpose.
The warlocks don't.
They don't.
You know what? I think a warlock is someone who's dabbling, right? They're dabbling in the magical arts. Like a wizard's committed.
No. A warlock. No. Warlocks and wizards are both masters of their craft.
Okay.
Difference is, a warlock is like a rogue that serves no master, is not bought off by anyone, and just wants to sow chaos. A warlock wants to sow chaos. A wizard wants some order out of it.
Okay. I think the main takeaway here is don't trust a warlock, right?
Drown all the
Drown them, yeah.
Yeah. To how they did. You know about what they did in Boston Commons, right?
The thing with the rock?
Yeah. So if you were accused of
They crush you?
no, they wouldn't crush you. If you were accused of being a witch, they would not
Someone.
accused of being a witch.
Some chick.
They would put her on. Basically, it was a giant seesaw with a rock and hold her underwater for like a while. And if you survived, you were a witch. And if you died, you weren't.
Hey, no big loss, At least you got to the bottom of it, Yeah. Your soul's for sure saved. At that point, your soul has to be saved, I think.
Yeah, it's a guarantee. You could, even if you were going to repent, you weren't given the opportunity.
Yeah, is that true? If you're executed for a crime you didn't commit, are you like guaranteed soul saved?
No, because you should have repented beforehand. That's the whole point of repenting and confession is that you get.
I guess you would know you're about to die, right? I mean, you have the time. You have the time to.
Like, if you can just say like, "I'm sorry, forgive me" for anything, like, first of all, that's a bullshit system. Second of all, I mean, this is all like it's not plausible as it's preached. I'm not saying it's not.
It sounds too good. Like, you can literally just say sorry and it's all forgiven.
The rules are too clean. You know what I mean? It's not. These aren't laws. Like, God is all knowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would know what was in your heart, even when if you made a mistake, he wouldn't judge you on it if it was.
Is that true?
Authentic to you. Well, think.
Oh shit, dude. That's crazy, actually.
Think about it this way. Like, what do they say? Most people who are violent, when they commit acts of violence, they think it's in self-defense, right?
Yeah.
Well, God's gonna know that you thought you were threatened.
Right. Yeah, he'll know.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
That's what always confused me about dick for like the sake of being a dick. Like, everyone has bad moods and shit, and like sometimes you can't prevent it. Like there's shit that there's disease and shit that influence mood.
So what I don't get when I've talked to people who are like very religious, if asked to provide proof of God, they'll say free choice, which I find to be an odd answer. I don't think the fact that we have free choice necessarily validates.
Tools of God's will, right?
I don't understand the line. Like, free choice is the definitive evidence of God.
That's the ultimate melding of capitalism and religion, right there.
What?
That.
I thought it was the collection plates. The collection plates, dude.
Choice. Damn, dude.
those collection plates though, dude. How much you think like a good sized church makes every Sunday?
one in San Francisco.
I don't know what church in San Francisco. I didn't think there's any churches left in San Francisco.
All right, fine. Any church. In a decent sized town, I'd probably say like, well, have what, 2 services, maybe 3.
I was watching some like architectural video, and it was like this gay couple in San Francisco, and they bought like a Mormon church from like the 1920s, and they like remodeled it into their house. And they're like, oh yeah, it's such a great house, and it really was a really cool house. But I just thought it was hella funny that like the fucking Mormons who built that church to be like the heart of their community in San Francisco, it's now like fucking this gay dude's like fuck pad.
You know they did that on purpose too.
It is what it is, you know.
Fuck it, they deserve it. Fuck the. Like,
they bought it, right?
You can have polygamy, but you can't be gay.
Okay, that is one that's been eating at me. Okay. At this point, there is no morally justifiable reason for banning polygamy. There's nothing you can say against polygamy that can't be said against homosexual or gay marriage, you know?
Taxes.
It is messier, for sure. It is messy. I mean, you know, there's all sorts of factors when there's 3 or more people that are party to this agreement. But
there's custody issues.
Yeah.
There's actually a ton of legal.
There are issues. But like I'm talking about like in
stopping you from living together.
Right. I'm just talking about like in principle, like, you know, love who you want, or like whatever the line is, you know, saying that like
it's just practical at this point. I think it's just a practical
issue. It is just loopholes.
I mean, not to mention like look at the resistance to gay marriage, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
At this point, honestly, the Republicans would be the ones to pull for that, and they are too. They've bullshitted themselves so much that they actually are either believe or are beholden to their family values.
Right.
So they can't pull that shit. But they would be the ones to, aka Mormons or Republicans. So.
Like I do know that there's hella polygamists in Utah. They just don't get married.
Oh. Well,
which is almost better actually, because then like, you know, your fucking assets don't get like fucking sliced up like a pie if you die. I saw this one documentary online of like this Mormon dude who has like 7, 8 wives, and most of his wives are related to each other. Like he married like a woman, then he married that woman's daughter, and then married like some other woman, then married that woman's sister, you know? Like ruthless. But like, dude, fucking, first of all the girls are somehow super down.
Wait a minute. So,
yeah.
How good looking were these girls?
Not.
So this guy's not even...
Like, maybe a couple of them might be, like, pretty. Like, in a very, like, 1950s sense. But,
So is there... Wait, hang on.
He's old, too. He has white hair. And half of his wives are, like, 20. Like, 19.
Is there some sort of status associated with that?
Of being, like, a group wife?
Like, that comes from... You know what I mean? Not, like... Obviously, like, the more wives you have...
Who has status? The man has status or the woman has status? I mean...
Is it, like, looked upon as, like, a...
Oh, I mean, if you're that deep in, like, the extremist Mormon faith, it's probably super legit. You probably get hella street cred. Like, even the girls, they probably are really well respected within whatever their social circle is, if they have one. Because, I mean, they were brought up with it. They were raised that way, you know?
Well, the funniest thing about polygamy and Mormonism is even the guy can't even get laid when he wants to. Isn't it like you can only have sex for conception?
Is that true? That makes sense because that fool's hella kids. You know, what was one of the most fascinating parts about this documentary though was that like there was like this woman in her 40s, right? And just saying like, yeah, I used to be like this normal like, you know, girl. Like I was like a HR manager or whatever, you know. I was doing it big. I was working, you know. I was married. And then, like, I divorced my husband. And then I met Jeff. And then me and Jeff got married. Then I introduced him to my daughter. And they got married. And it's like, wait, what? You fucking, like, that must be so weird for your daughter. Like, she had another dad, right? You were married to this dude. Now you're both married to the same guy. It's so bizarre. It really is. And, like, to see the daughter and the mom together in the room and, like, the 25-year age difference between them. They're both married to the same guy. It's just so weird. Check it out. Check out the documentary. It's really good.
But they're not married.
Well, they are in spirit though. I closed my door, got a little open. I think it's Oliver's fault. Hold on. Pretty wacky, right? Let me tell you a little bit more about the documentary. Here's my thing I found the most interesting was like his living setup. He bought like 20 acres of like random bullshit like desert, you know?
Yeah.
And so what he did was like he got a bunch of trailers, like these mobile trailers, and arranged them like in a circle. Okay, with all them pointed inside, all the doors pointed into the interior, and so like each wife has her own trailer for her kids, and so like the center is like a play area. It's actually kind of dank, and they're like protected from like coyotes, you know, because they have the ring. And it's hella funny because like the documentary, the way it was set up, they hyped this guy up super hard. They didn't show the man until halfway through. Like, all the girls were talking about him. Oh, he's so true. He's so kind. He's the nicest man I ever met. I always wanted to meet a man like him. Then they finally show him, dude, and it's the most random fucking dude. He looks like he's like a manager at Best Buy. Just like some portly, like, white dude. It's kind of fat with like a mustache, white hair. And like he's just the most normal fucking Utah guy. It's hella funny. I was expecting someone that's like amazing. It's like, wow, how did you pull this off, dude? How'd you marry like 12 bitches? And no, it's like just fucking Joe Blow.
Phil.
Literally just Phil.
Although I could see Phil with like 8 wives. He always gets me, dude.
Huh, Phil?
I like your boots.
Oh my god. I totally forgot about that. Why don't you give some context to the folks listening?
Alright, so for those of you who are
So funny.
which is most of you, we had a friend, Armand's roommate actually, Santa Barbara, would go out at that late at night when people are heading home from any girls he saw that were walking to hit on them. He wouldn't like outright hit on them because that's never gonna work. He would always walk up to them, look at the shoes they're wearing, and if they were wearing boots, he would say, "Hey, I like your boots."
Like a machine.
It worked every single time.
Oh my god. One time he broke down the logic for me. He's like, you know what, dude? When a girl is wearing boots, when she goes out, like, she feels sexy. Like, she's wearing boots because she wants to feel sexy. And so if you bring up the fact that she's wearing boots, like, you are immediately sexualized in her mind, you know? And yeah, that shit worked. He would literally go out and just tell every girl, hey, I like your boots. And, like, a lot of them would walk away, but he would always find one. Hey, I like your boots. Such a goofball.
Man has lived quite a life.
He taught me a lot.
He taught me a lot too. Good and bad.
You know he donates money to the Peshmerga.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, Phil's so wacky, dude. Like this fool's driving like some beater Jaguar from the 80s, you know? Like lives in like no, like not even like a new car. It's like his dad's car that was just sitting around. And like he lives in some like flop house, you know. He lives in like an attic that like fucking an 8-year-old boy would be stoked to live in, but not like some 28-year-old guy. And like
No, dude, he loves it.
yeah, he obviously loves it, but I'm just saying like, you know, he has a lot of ways that he could spend money to like improve his life, and he's just like, nah, I'm buying this dank Peshmerga sweatshirt.
Never thought about it.
Phil's a wise one, dude.
He is. But what about this fella named Tom Hanks?
Oh, jeez, you know. So apparently he has a new movie coming out called The Post, which is gonna be like super hot. But Meryl Streep's in it. I don't really like Meryl Streep.
The Post?
Yeah, it's literally, I don't know anything about it. I just know it's Steven Spielberg, and every time Steven Spielberg and Tom,
So you only know the name.
I know, yeah. I mean,
That
the actors, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. You can look it up. I'm sure there's like a synopsis.
I don't give a shit. I never watched. Actually, you know, I'm fine.
So I heard that Tom Hanks' son is like out of control. Apparently his son. Apparently Tom Hanks has a son who's like a gangbanger, and like has hella tattoos and guns and like goes to jail.
You know Tom Hanks is from Red Bluff, right?
Fuck you.
Nah, Tom Hanks is from Red Bluff, California.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not fucking.
That makes very little sense. I do know he went to Sac State, so that makes sense in my mind, but holy shit. Damn, what a claim to fame for Red Bluff. I'm surprised they don't like rep that.
The family's 3 oldest children, Sandra, Larry, and Tom, went with their father, while Hanks's family religious history, while the youngest, Jim, who also became an actor and filmmaker, remained with their mother in Red Bluff, California.
Damn, Jim Hanks, dude.
Jim Hanks.
Fucking, what happened to that guy, man?
I don't know. They fucked it up, though. My roommate was wrong.
I'm surprised they're not in a movie together. Oh yeah, I'm Tom Hanks. I'm a worldwide superstar. That's my little brother. He's an actor too. How can you even call yourself an actor if your brother's Tom Hanks? Doesn't make sense. What the fuck? Your brother's a global phenomenon. Who are you? Who are you? I feel guilty. You know why?
Why?
Because it's like drizzling outside, and my barbecue's outside, and like I specifically got a tarp today for the barbecue for the rain, but it's in the car, and it's already raining, so like everything was like everything was yeah. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
I could be a good actor.
Hey, so what else is on the list? What else we got?
I feel like I could be a good actor. Do you think I could be a good actor?
Oh, you'd be a great actor, dude. It's not even a question.
You sure about that?
I've seen your work. You got milk duds right now?
Fuck yeah, I got milk duds.
How long you've had milk duds? I didn't know people bought milk duds.
They're backwards for you people. But yep. I got them yesterday. I like caramel. I like chocolate. But I already ate something else. You know what it is.
No, wait, damn, really? Where'd you get the big candy?
I got it the past week or so.
Like the big movie theater size candy, you know?
It's cheap. It was 3 for like $2 at some store.
Have you ever considered the fact that, like, you're short enough that you could go out trick-or-treating if you wanted to, if you wear a mask? You could.
You know?
I was thinking about it myself. I was like, dude, I can wear a mask and go trick-or-treating. I'm like, well, I'm kind of too tall. But you can go trick-or-treating, fool. In fact, you can go trick-or-treating forever. There's no limit.
How quickly I bought this?
What do you mean, how quickly?
The time it takes to trick-or-treat.
No, I know. I mean, obviously, it's more efficient to like go to the store and just buy hella candy the day after Halloween for super cheap.
Mm-hmm. Besides, I don't really like candy as much as I used to. The only reason I bought it was because it was so cheap.
I think your taste buds change over time.
feel like sugar's addictive.
I mean, definitely, yeah.
Hang on, pause real quick.
Okay.
Let's play Insurgency.
Why don't we just wrap this up real quick?
Alright.
Alright, this was the first pilot episode of the new revised Jordan Armand podcast. I think it worked out pretty well. Some dead air, but it's pretty good. I need to listen to it, see if we're talking over each other and stuff like that. But, yeah, worked out pretty good. Nice.
Yep.